words spoken by Louis XIV embody the theme that his entire reign supported. Since his birth, Louis had been hailed Louis Diodon, or Louis the God-given. His 72-year reign remains the most magnificent and successful example of an absolute monarchy on the European continent. 3 centuries later, the best way we can understand the reign of Louis XIV is through his famous portrait by Hyacinthe Rigaud, which combines reality with state propaganda. In the portrait, the king stands tall. It is said that Louis's image was life-size, but the king himself was rather short, and it is unlikely that his subjects had to look up to him as they would have with this portrait. Because of his height, Louis popularized wearing heels, which can be seen here with a vibrant red, symbolizing life, passion, and vitality. Painted in 1701, Louis here is over 60 years old and about 12 years away from his own death. Despite this, the king has impeccable posture and sports a mane of dark, curly hair, implying that as a divinely appointed monarch, Louis was more than a mortal man. To add to his regal appearance, the king wears his coronation robes, which are a rich blue with gold embroidered fleur-de-lis and lined with ermine. On his left side, just under his robes, is a royal sword, symbolizing the king's military might and strength. Since the king was the physical embodiment of the state, if the king was strong and successful, then the state would be as well. On his right side, Louis holds the royal scepter, and behind it sits the crown. You can't really see it, but it's there. The king never allowed anyone to forget exactly how important he was, and the presence of royal symbols and state imagery in his official portrait proved that being the king was not just Louis's job, it was his entire identity. Although originally commissioned as a gift for Louis XIV's grandson Philip, the King of Spain, Louis liked this portrait so much that he kept it and sent a copy instead. He placed the original above his throne and ordered it to be treated as his proxy in his absence. The reverence demanded by Louis set a precedent for all of his successors and was an ideal many monarchs aspired to emulate. Everything we think of when we imagine kingship comes from what was established by King Louis XIV of France, a man who still holds the record for the longest reigning monarch in European history. The propaganda produced by the king's ministers still serves as the model for nationalist propaganda today. Louis XIV was perhaps the greatest monarch to ever reign in Europe, but he could never have achieved this status without the help of carefully curated propaganda, culminating in Rigaud's immortal portrait, which now hangs in the Louvre. Thank you.